Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Keep This in Mind, brought to you by SpectHealth.com. I am David Specht, if we haven't met before, health coach. I believe three things. Number one, I believe health matters more today than perhaps any time in our history. Number two, I believe that nutrition is one area of life where we can gain our control. And number three, I believe once you get victory or traction in one area of life, you want to take on others. And the reason I bring up the three things today is because a lot of times we sell ourselves short by who we think we are, by our own personal identity. I started my notes for today with "Who are you?" And of course, I thought of the Who song. And if you've ever been watching, I think it's CSI, they play that song. But I want to ask you the question, who do you see when you look in the mirror? I'll tell you what I've seen for years. Fat guy. Even after losing 120 pounds. I've seen somebody I've seen all my struggles, all my flaws. And most of the time we are our toughest critic because we know us. But can I tell you that that's not the whole story? Good friend of mine and mentor, Tia Wood, did an exercise with a group of us one time, and she had a whiteboard, and on that whiteboard, she did this. She says, "What do you see?" And of course, everybody in the room said they saw a dot, in this case, a green dot. She said, "But the green dot is such a small percentage of the whole picture. There's literally miles of white, yet you only see the green dot." Another exercise that I've seen that kind of illustrates this, if you go to YouTube and look up, I think it's Harvard experiment, and put in gorilla. It's an interesting exercise because what it'll do is it's completely silent, and it will have you follow these people playing with a basketball. And you're so concentrating on the people playing with basketball, and I'm screwing up this experiment, but that's okay. You'll understand the point. That when they waltz a person in the middle of the screen dressed as a gorilla, you never see him. And it blew me away because we did this in a leadership lesson, and it gets back to the point of whatever you're concentrating on, your brain can only handle so much stimulus. And so if you're pre-framing yourself to see only the negative, if you're pre-framing yourself to see yourself as somebody that you may not be, can I tell you, you won't see the good. You won't see the overcomer, the victor, the great person that you are, because you're so consumed in your thinking with all the flaws. So how do we change this? You're like, David, I don't want to be this person. I don't want to be who I've been the first 20, 30, 40 years of my life. I don't want to be who I've always said. You see, in my case, I've always been the big guy. Hey, big guy. Which was a nice way of saying the fat guy. And even when I lost 120 pounds, clients, one of the things that we've noticed a lot during their weight loss portion of their health journey is they always go to the wrong rack at the store to buy clothes the first time. Because even though they're now a medium or a small or even a large, they're still going to the extra large 2X, 3X because they're pre-framed to being that size. So here we go. It's time to reprogram our minds. It's time to figure out what it's going to take to be the person, to see ourselves as the person that we may be already, or simply the person that we want to become. So I'm going to give you 3 things that you can do beginning today to help reframe your mind. Number 1, daily affirmations. Speaking things out loud. While it's not the same as manifesting, can I tell you that daily affirmations will help shutter the noise, to push out the noise of all of the things that are in your way from becoming the person that you want to be. I am strong. I am an overcomer. I am a healthy person. I am a fit person. I am. Start with those I am statements. Number 2, Mel Robbins wrote a book called The High Five Habit, and I encourage you to read or listen to it. But one of the things that she said do is go by a mirror and high five yourself. Go by. The act of high fiving yourself creates a chemical reaction up here that sets you up as a winner. Because that is a reaction that we do when we succeed, right? We high five each other. And so when you high five yourself, you're actually doing something to trigger in your brain that I'm a winner. And number 3, do something each and every day to begin with a win. Every day. Start your day off. If you don't make your bed first off. It's not about the bed. It's about starting the day, 1, keeping a promise to yourself, 2, creating a win, because if you weren't a bed maker before, you're becoming a bed maker. It's one step closer to the person that you want to become, and you're like, hey, I'm a bed maker now. Number 3, it sets your mind up to say, if I can do this, I can do other things. It doesn't seem very significant, but the brain chemistry, the psychology of it is so important. Because if you're going to change your identity, then you have to start taking the actions to identify with that person. Understand, though, this is a process. It is something that you have to set your intentions to do every day until they become a habit. And if you're my age, I'll be 54 here in a few weeks. That's a half century of programming that I'm now trying to change. You're not going to just flip the switch and next thing you know, you're the person that you've always wanted to be. You're now seeing yourself as that person. But you can do small things each and every day. And can I tell you that getting in a community of support will help you get there? Getting a coach who believes in you when you don't even believe in yourself, who says, look, do this thing because I believe you can do it. All of that plays into it. But it's up to you. Are you going to be the person that you may already be? Because if you don't believe it, you'll never achieve it. You've got to reshift your identity mindset. There's a lot of good in you. There's a lot of potential in you. Potential is ability waiting to come forth. You have it. You have everything you need. You just have to believe it. You have to see yourself as it. And then you have to take action in that direction. Actually, I got it backwards. You have to take action in that direction. Then you'll start to believe it. Then you'll start to see it. And that, my friends, is the real secret to being the person you're supposed to be. God bless.